Um, the American Society of Magical Negroes by I don't even care what the guy's name is, man. Like Lanny, whatever the guy's Kobi, Lanny, whatever the guy's name is, man. Screw this dude because I'm never watching this film. From seeing the trailer, because that's how films work. A trailer should tell you why you should see this film. You don't just go and see a film blindly. The trailer is no. This is an argument why we should go and see this film. After I saw that trailer, I was like, what the heck is this nonsense? What is this trash? Is this a film about race or is this some bum-ass romantic comedy? I'm confused. We all know when we first saw that Get Out trailer, and I'm going to talk about Get Out because Get Out is very much linked to this. But when you saw the Get Out trailer, I was like, this looks bloody interesting. I want to watch it. As I'm watching this, I'm like, tonally, it's all over the place. Because so if that's your trailer, so if that is your example of trying to get us to watch a film, that was really badly done. And we've seen Rotten Tomatoes. I've watched reviews who I really trust. Shout out to Double Toasted, who I really trust. And my worst fears were realized. But I wanted to come at an angle with this. It's just a specific angle. It's because it's about Get Out because there are a lot of similarities to Get Out that people may not really know. So the director and writer of this film and Jordan Peele, they're both mixed race. They're both light skinned. They're both mixed race. That's very key. Look at Daniel Kaluuya and look at Justin Smith, the guy who is the lead for Sites of Magical Negroes. Because again, this is a point shout out to your boy Corey made on Double Toasted, but I just want to expand upon his points because he had issues with why the lead was light skinned and all of the dark skinned guys were behind. But this is my different angle. They're both lights, so they're both mixed race. Jordan Peele is mixed race. This director and writer for this film is mixed races as well. So for the Sites of Magical Negroes, you're talking about race, but because he wanted to put pretty much himself in it, he cast Justin Smith, who looks exactly like him. Jordan Peele could have very easily cast someone who looks like him, as in lighter skinned. Like, Key and Peele, both of them, they're both mixed race, so they're both light skinned. But Jordan Peele was like, I'm making something about race. For this to really hit home, for this to make sense, I can't just cast a black guy. I've got to cast a dark-skinned black guy. Because I'll keep it a stack. My big brother is dark-skinned. Like, he's darker than me. My oldest brother is a bit more lighter than me. Just a bit more, because we're quite similar. He's a bit more lighter than me. Then my brother beneath him is dark-skinned, like my dad. Then my sister is sort of around my skin, so maybe a bit lighter. And then there's me, who may be a bit darker than my sister and my older brother. But my older brother, he's dark-skinned. We both feel racism, but the kind of racism he feels because he's big, he's broad, and he's dark-skinned, the kind of racism that he receives is not the same racism that I receive. It isn't. Because of the stereotypes of the dark-skinned, big black guy that exists in the world. So when we saw Daniel Kaluuya, even in the trailer, and he was put in that situation, there's already a feeling that we have of like, oh, we get it. We're drawn in. Guys, look at what Justin Smith looks like. Please, just go and Google Justin Smith, or aka the guy who is the lead in American Society of Magical Negroes. Just look at what he looks like. Yeah, I'm sure you feel racism. I'm sure you do. But the kind of racism you receive, anything kind of racism that a Daniel Kaluuya will receive. It just isn't. These are just facts. And what I find so fascinating about this film, and this is the key thing, which is why I say this is such a failure. Black people en masse hate this film. Because I went to Rotten Tomatoes and I said, no, I want to look at black reviews. So, because I think it was on NPR, a review written by a black woman who just slated this film. And she said that, like, this doesn't help anybody. This actually sets us back. This sets us back, this kind of film, because it's like, and the worst thing I read was, this actually is it feels like if it's more palatable to white people. And guys, I did my research. I did my research. I'm a research merchant. I was like, okay, this director, who's his wife? And I saw his wife. His wife is white, and that's not a criticism of his wife being white, but it's what kind of wife you have. Because I just did the math. I'm looking at the reviews. I'm looking at the criticism. I'm looking at the romantic comedy. I'm looking at that thing of him and that lady and the instances of rom-com. And because let's use the same thing. So if you've watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Jordan Peele's wife is Chelsea Peretti. Super funny. Like she was the secretary in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I found that she was freaking hilarious. Super, super funny. So she's white. So all because you're white doesn't mean that you don't get it. Because for Jordan Peele and get it, he got it because he knew that this is about my experience as well, because he experienced a lot of stuff that Daniel Cole experienced, but he knew that even if this character sort of represents my experience, I can't cast someone light-skinned. I just can't. Not only have I got to cast a black, because you could have cast someone that looks like me, but no. I've got to go darker. Because for me, I'm brown. I'm dark brown. You know? Because there's light brown, there's dark brown, which is me, and then there's black, which is Daniel Cole and my big brother and my dad. So for those guys, it's because when you just see Daniel Cole, you're like, okay, no, we get it. And remember when those police came at the end, we're like, oh no, we get it. So when there are those racial situations, it hits a lot harder with a Daniel Kaluuya than with a Justin Smith. Because with a guy who is light-skinned, talking about racism, receiving racism, it just doesn't hit as hard when you're looking at a Daniel Kaluuya, when he's talking about racism and experiences. But this director is done, bro. I don't know how this guy gets another, because it is such a failure on so many levels. And I think you have to understand that you don't get many chances in Hollywood, specifically if you're not white. Like look at Ryan Reynolds. Do you know how many failures Ryan Reynolds had before they gave him saw something? Like, bro, before Ryan Reynolds got to Deadpool, do you know how many flops this guy's had? But he's white and he's loved. So my guy, man, even if you're light-skinned, you're still black. So whether you're mixed race, remember, one drop rule exists, you're still black. This is a flop of magnetic proportions, because not only do whites hate this film, blacks hate this film. So, because the worst thing is black people, African Americans en masse think this film is crap. You're screwed. So African American film people hate this film that is called this, and also it is such a great opportunity by a term coined by Spike Lee to make a great film, but moron, grade A moron, man, grade A moron, man.